This episode is brought to you by CoolStuffInc.com, the #1 seller of games and gaming accessories. And GatheringMagic.com, the #1 resource for Magic the Gathering news and articles.
Alright, so I haven't actually done a live match analysis or commentary or whatever with myself, so I figured I'd do one. And I was unhappy with how GP Boston went, so I thought I'd play a sealed daily event. What happened at GP Boston is I ended up having a pretty good deck and a pretty good pool, but I got mana screwed and just mulliganed. I had to mulligan too much, so I didn't end up doing very well. But anyway, so let's take a look at the sealed pool. Generally what I like to do is I like to try to identify my strongest color if possible. And so what I will do is I'll separate colors by playables. And so green already looks decent. All of these cards that I'm pulling to the side here are cards that I'm okay playing. Main deck. So as you can see here, we got a number of creatures. The thing about green is the creature base looks decent. I've got a Primordial Hydra and an Elder Scale Worm and a Garruk's Pack Leader, all of which are creatures that I like. So green seems like a very legitimate option. Alright, so now let's take a look at red. Red has... I don't want 3 Chandra's Furies, but the card isn't bad. Canyon Minotaurs, Blade Tusk Spores. So there's nothing really in red that makes me drawn to red except for these 2 cards. I can splash the Searing Spear as well because I have a Farseek. Artifacts. Primal Clay is decent filler. I have Black Ring and Green Ring. Green Ring should go well with my green creatures. That's incentive to play green. Let's take a look at black. I have lots of black cards. 3 of them are Zombie Goliath, which I do not think is very good. Rise from the Grave, Essence Drain, Mutilate are good. I like Mark of the Vampire, actually. I like the first copy of Mark of the Vampire. I think the card's actually quite strong. I mean, compare it to Armadillo Cloak. How much is Trample worth versus how much is, costing an extra mana worth. I think it's actually worth playing in a lot of instances. But the card pool is strong enough that we might not even have to play it. Black has these cards that I like, along with the Servants of Nephirox. So there's a reasonable Exalted sub-theme. There's a pair of Blood Hunter Bats. There's Giant Scorpions, which are decent. Alright, so black has some potential as well. Blue has a Sphinx of Uthun, a Switcheroo. Clone is hit or miss, but I think I'd probably play it. And then Windrake, Divination. Yeah, I think I like the black better than the blue, despite the fact that the blue is decent. White has Divine Verdict. All of these cards are reasonable. So this pool looks like a solid pool overall. What I want to do is, clearly green is my strongest color, so what I want to do now is I want to have the color that synergizes the best with green. So let's take a look at what my green is giving me. Sort Piles by CMC. I don't want to be playing these 2 Fogs. I will be playing this Rancor. Don't necessarily want to be playing Plummet, Farseek, and Naturalize. All the rest of these are creatures except for the 2 Titanic growths. Fungal Sprouting is a creature. So green already has given me effectively 9 creatures plus Fungal Sprouting, which is quite a bit. I may or may not play the Timberpack Wolf because it's just a grizzly bear, but bears are fine. I have further incentive to splash Searing Spear because of this Flinthoof Boar. So I think if I played green, I would definitely splash the Searing Spear because the mountain is going to help my Flinthoof Boar. And that means that I would have to play the Farseek as well. So this looks like the green base, and I'm perfectly happy with this. I'm actually happy main decking either of these cards, but this pool looks strong enough that I won't need to main deck it. So what it looks like I want here is I probably want a spot removal spell, another spot removal spell or two, and basically is the big thing that I'm looking for. White is an option. Green is light on good spells. So white is an option because of these. Those are all relatively strong spells. Show of Valor is a decent combat trick, and Pacifism and Divine Verdict are good removal spells. What does black give me? Black gives me Dark Favor, which is actually not useful because I don't have anybody with evasion. Okay. Black gives me Mark of the Vampire, Mutilate, and Essence Drain, and Rise from the Grave. So those are the spells I'm getting from both. There's also this Pack Leader to consider. The creatures that I would be playing from either of these, what triggers Pack Leader? Oh, I should put the ring in as well. I'm playing enough green creatures that I want the ring. So the Servants, basically out of black. Out of white, Sarah Avenger, that's it, pretty much. So my problem with white is that this card's going to be tough to cast if I play it. Well, let's take a look at both builds. Alright, so let's take a look at the black build. Clearly would be playing... I might not actually need to play the Mark of the Vampire. Definitely playing Bloodhunter Bat. Definitely also playing Knight of Infamy and Servants of Nephrox. Alright, so I would play Servants of Nephrox. Mind Rot's a decent spell. And I guess I probably would just not play the Deadly Recluses then. And play Giant Scorpion, because I like Giant Scorpion a little bit. I'll probably play one of each, actually. I don't know. Because I do like having access to Giant Scorpion. It's quite a good card. I'm a big fan of it. Although it reduces my green creature count for this thingy. Not sure I'd be playing enough swamps to make this card the best, but even giving -2/-2 or -3/-3 to their team is fine. So I definitely still play this. Alright, well, let's take a look at the white. I'm going to stick the black to the side here. Probably can avoid playing the Deadly Recluses if I really want to. Which is, this is a 4-drop, and these are 2-drops. So if I play the white, almost certainly avoiding playing the Deadly Recluse. That's a 4. These are all 2s. So if I play the white, I have way too many 2-drops, so I definitely would not play these. Oh, and this Knight of Infamy's not a white card. Looks like playing this. Splash a Blade Tusk Boar, actually. Might go pretty well with my Mark of the Vampire if I decided to play it. Where did my Show of Valors and stuff go? Show of Valor, where are you? Oh, they got dumped back up here somehow. Okay. Alright. So this is like all the 2-drops. Which is fine. I mean, I do have some stuff on the top end, and I'm pack leader to draw cards. The other thing I want to think about is sort of like curve and how it works out. This curve looks stronger than the black curve a little bit, but the problem is that I'm playing 3 bears. I'm just playing 3 like actual bears, and well, there's nothing wrong with grizzly bears in this format. If I can play better than grizzly bears, I'd rather play better than grizzly bears. Let's just put it that way. And I'm playing a Flinthoof Boar, which is going to sometimes be a bear as well. So this is a lot of bears. Of course, I do have the tricks to support them. So this is 3 spot removal spells plus 4 tricks. Against this, we have 1 mass removal, 1 spot removal, and like a Mind Rot. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Still enough creatures for the ring. Captain's Call and Fungal Sprouting, none of which... I don't know, I'm torn. I like both of these decks. If the black had like 1 more real good spell, I would definitely be playing it, but I'm a big fan of Show of Valor. Guess I could splash this. I suppose I could theoretically splash Muckwader if I play black, but that seems like a terrible plan. Splashing a 2-drop seems like not a good idea. Guess I can supplement black with Plummet as conditional removal. And that gives me 2 Servants of Nephrox to supplement my pack leader, which is something that I definitely like. The thing I like about this curve is that it looks a little more even. And I do get Rise from the Grave to steal their dudes. Just summon this, will supplement my removal with a Plummet. And cut the Deadly Recluse, because I think that's the weakest card in the deck. Might be the Giant Scorpion. I don't know. I like Giant Scorpion a little more than I like Deadly Recluse. There are a lot of 2-power creatures in this format. Deadly Recluse tends to trade. Giant Scorpion sometimes can be annoying. Yeah, I think due to the pack leader, the black is going to synergize with the green a little bit better. I like these two Servants of Nephrox. They help out my early game, like, bad creatures like this, and that's not that great. They help out the Bloodhunter Bats. Bloodhunter Bats will also help with flyers. They're going to be good to trigger pack leader as well. Alright, well, it looks like I don't have to play this Plummet. I'd rather splash the Searing Spear. No, I'll play the Plummet. I'll just play 41 cards. I think I want a slightly lower mana ratio for this because this curve looks solid, but like this can fit anywhere on the curve, and so I'm okay casting it as like a 3 or a 4 drop. So like it's fine here or here. Probably ideal here. But like, so this is really my only expensive spell, and so I think I'm okay running 41 cards. And I want access to this moment. I want a little bit more removal. $13.11, $14.11 with this fungal sprouting. Yeah, the Servants of Nephrox will also help out the fungal sprouting. So yeah, this is definitely the deck. Alright, so we'll call it Biles by color. My problem with this deck is going to be the mana consistency. I don't like needing to have so many. I don't like needing to have Mutilate for a bunch of swamps, and this is triple green, and like all these green cards along with this. This Spearing Spear might be greedy, but I do have the Flinthoof Boar as well, so I think I'm going to be greedy. Where's Adland? Often I err on the side of being greedy. I think for the most part I don't need triple green until later for Elder Scale Worms, so err on the side of playing an extra swamp. And I know the general rule is 2 mountains for a splash. So I think 8-7-2 is what I'm going to do. Alright, so we are in round 2 now, and let's see how this goes. This hand's decent. Sadly, I don't have a second forest, and sadly this is not rampant growth and can't get a forest, but I'm still keeping. Oh, shoot! Yeah, misclick. I hate my life. Rah! Oops. Oops. Well, I guess that's forever preserved for posterity. This hand's also decent, though, so... Luckily, we did not mulligan a decent hand into a terrible hand. Oh, okay, it is his turn. Okay, good. Would have been bad if I F6'd my own turn. I'm gonna take a point of damage from your dude, and I'm okay with this. Yeah. So I'm actually gonna play the Scorpion first, because I'm pretty sure if I just play the Servant of Nephrox, he's just gonna trade with his stupid dude, so... This will stop the bleeding, and... I want to hold this so that I can get this and this going together and stack the triggers in such a way that my Primordial Hydra gets a lot bigger. See, and then he does this, and I'm perfectly happy to make this trade because I've got this sitting in the back. Hopefully he doesn't bore me. He on-beasts me. That's similar, but... Alright, I'm gonna always yield to that. So the question is, what's worth doing? I think it's worth getting this nonsense online. It'll be a 4-4 either turn regardless, but this way... I'm not blocking with it, obviously. Searing Spear. Primal Clay. 3-3. You have a Hill Giant. This first, so it becomes a 2-2 and then becomes a 4-4. We'll put a Rancor on it. And let's go. Let's see if you have an answer to my giant Primordial Hydra. No, Volcanic Geyser. Awkward Turtles. Is that worth taking 3-4? Not particular. I think this is worth taking 3-4. If I draw a land, I can Rancor plus Fungal Sprouting, which will be pretty good. There we go. I maybe could have gotten an extra point of power out of that Fungal Sprouting, but at this point in time, like, I don't want to risk him trading off my dude and then not getting anything for it, so... Yup. That's fine. Maybe we don't have something like Elder Scaleworm. Ew. That's mildly ugly, to say the least. Alright, so we clearly trade off your Primal Clay here. I mean, if you have Titanic Growth, you have Titanic Growth. Ooh, only need another... Oh, no, need 2 more lands. Okay. hopefully I win this race. Oh, and you have 2 more creatures. That's awkward. And I believe that's game. 4, 5 power if I attack with Exalted, which is not enough to kill you. If I swing with everything, you have block, and you don't die. Yeah, that's game. Okay. Well, we lost to Thunder Mahelkite. That is not at all surprising because it's Thunder Mahelkite. Awkward that you're in green-red. Alright, well, since you have a Thunder Mahelkite, I believe it is necessary to be doing this and bringing in some spiders. I'm going to board out this Plummet, even though you have a Thunder Mahelkite, because you're in green-red and you drew much more forests, which means... actually, no, you have the Primal Clay as well, which you might make a flyer. And red has Hatchling and Furnace Whelp, which you might be playing. Yeah, I think I'm going to leave the Plummet in to hedge my bets. No, Bat can deal with Hatchling and Furnace Whelp. Yeah, I'm going to board out the Plummet. The Plummet's going to be the card I'm going to board out. Yes, I would like to play first. No, I would not like to mulligan. This hand needs to draw a forest, but it has 2 castable spells already, so... And I have 8 forests in my deck, so I should be okay. This land not being a forest may come back to haunt me. Although my mountains probably would have been 1 forest and 1 swamp, so this could very well have also been a swamp, in which case I would still have kept. So I don't actually know if my mana's consistency is coming back to haunt me. We'll find out if it does. Arbor Elf. Well... I'd like to draw a forest deck. Wanvully Beast Tracker, what are you getting? Primal Hunt Beast. Fair. Means you don't have many great Beast Tracker targets, and perfect. Should get in for 4. I assume you're just going to play your Hunt Beast, which is probably why you fetched it, but we'll find out. I'm almost tempted to play the Deadly Recluse and start swinging with it. With Exalted. Force Mage. Interesting. Means you plan on attacking this turn? Okay. Why would you not play the Hunt Beast if you didn't plan on attacking? I guess you could attack here. I see. Fair. So he has a Hunt Beast in his hand, which he probably will play next turn. And then I can just mutilate everything away. Although it loses value on this Fungal Sprouting. But I think I'm okay with that. I'll draw something else for the Fungal Sprouting to be good with, I think. I don't know. I get 3 tokens off of it now. That's decent. Do I want to bother? Yeah, I think let's just wait for the mutilate. Why would you not attack with your Arbor Elf? What's your 5-drop? Sentinel Spider? Okay. Well, clearly I then play out my Recluse. Because my Mutilate doesn't kill that. And then I look to make some trades here. Of course you have a Searing Spear. Awkward. Yeah, I'll block. Of course I draw a Rancor. Awkward. Yeah, perhaps I should have gone for the Fungal Sprouting line. I don't know. I thought he was going to play Hunt Beast. I guess I could have seen that coming, though, because he didn't attack with his Arbor Elf. I don't know, I sort of assumed I would just take 3 and then eat the Hunt Beast and the rest of his team. Oh. Well, this puts me in a decent spot. It gets me a 4/4 Hydra. Which I'm going to have to trade off, but... I mean, he attacks with his Arbor Elf too if he's smart. Let's see if he figures it out. Really? Okay, so you're just attacking with the Sentinel Spider. Now I'm intrigued. Now I'm intrigued. Now I'm intrigued. If you have a Searing Spear, I'm just dead. But if you have a Searing Spear, I'm just dead. What else kills me? Chandra's Fury kills me. Titanic Growth also kills me. That's interesting. Do you have some reason you don't want to risk? Maybe you have a Thundermaw Hellkite? If you have a Thundermaw Hellkite, you would have played it and just killed me, though. So you don't have a Thundermaw Hellkite. If you have a Flinthoof Boar, you also would have played it and killed me. So the question is, do I believe you have Searing Spear or Titanic Growth or something of that nature? Because if you don't, and then I untap and play Mutilate, I'm fine with a giant 8/8. And I can also just play Fungal Sprouting. The question is, I'm not going to be able to play both, though. So there is that. I think I'm going to take it. I don't believe you have me dead. Wall of Fire. Yup. Alright, so Mutilate kills all your offensive creatures right now, which I think is fine. Leave the Primordial Hydra back on defense for a turn. And then next turn, Fungal Sprouting you out of the game. Firewing Phoenix. Awkward. I think you do have to block, though, if I attack. 18 power, so you need to block with 5? Awkward. 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 You have a flyer. I think that Firing Phoenix might be GG. You have 9 power, 11 toughness, so yeah, you have more than enough toughness to deal with this. Alright, so it turns out that I probably should have reversed and played the Fungal Sprouting first. Okay. I mean, I'm gonna attack and see how you block, obviously. So if I had a Titanic Growth there, you would have been dead. Sadly, I didn't have a Titanic Growth. Make a ton of Saprolings. And lose to your Firewing Phoenix. Yo.